Hello and welcome to part 7 of our bike tour of northern Vietnam. In this video we arrive from Sapa to Ha Giang. On the way we ride to the border with China. We visit some really cool lookouts like this one. And we get stopped by the police. Not for the last time. Here's the total route, and this little section is what we're doing in this video. And you can see there where the route touches the border between Vietnam and China. And today we have a lot of dramatic descents. So here we are leaving Sapa. So it's all about lots of horns and squeezing through tiny gaps. This is the hotel we stayed in the night before. And you can see the temperature there. It's 11.5 degrees C. This is a really nice riding temperature in this part of the world. So Sapa is a tourist town, and as you can see here, it's like a beautiful little alpine resort.
Yay, second gear.
It's got that French touch. I guess colonialism wasn't all bad. And many of the towns have these great sculpture things like globes and wings and things like that. They look really good. So we begin the first of the descents, and this is a really big one, 1500 meters down to sea level. And all the way we're flanked by this, well, most of the way we're flanked by this awesome bridge. And it's just a whole lot of down. So here we're approaching the Chinese border. Will this car stop for Brian? Nope. Got all these turquoise taxis. I think these are VinFast cars. There's Brian and I perform a flanking manoeuvre there. And we arrive at this point here, which is at the border of China. And an irate lady tells us where we're to park and not to park. And then it's on to lunch in a small village. And then we hit some more roadworks, some more bad roads. And here's where I first meet Upright Guy. He's with me for ages, and we overtake each other repeatedly. He's immaculately dressed, and he's sitting bolt upright on his little scooter here. and nothing moves. I think it's a guy, I'm not sure. And there goes upright guy again, so he's been with me the whole time, and he's just passed me. But on these roads, a big bike is no particular advantage. So if you're planning to come and ride around in Vietnam, sometimes the advice is to rent a scooter. So here we stop at this panorama homestay. There was nobody here, so we just sort of sat around, but it's got these amazing views, so we took this bit of drone video. Some cool sculptures there, and this awesome twisty road. And there we are, the panorama lookout. And another long downhill section here. What I've done, I've kept most of this and just speeded it up because it really goes on for so long that it's really quite interesting. So as I was saying about the big bikes, people sometimes ask about coming to Vietnam, bringing their own bikes. Sometimes the advice is just go there on a plane and rent a scooter. Oh, we have this guy doesn't want to wait for me, and I guess I don't want to wait for him, so we get quite close. And the advice is to come and rent a scooter, and that's actually quite good advice. On the highways, yeah, a big bike is useful, but you've still got a lot of traffic to deal with. On these small roads here, I don't think you'll be much slower going around on a Honda Wave or a Click. And on some of the really bad roads, there may be an advantage to it as well. You also don't draw the attention of the authorities quite so easily. So in this video, as you've seen, or as you will see, we get stopped by the police. Now, some of us had broken ahead of the tour guide, and all that has happened is that we then had to show our IDs and licenses and wait for the guy to catch up so that he could talk to the police, so there wasn't much advantage to doing that. This is one of the reasons why, if you're travelling in Vietnam, apart from the fact that it's mandatory, it's good to have a local guide with you, because if you're stopped and your license is not exactly what they want, you will be fined. And while I've driven for years and years in Thailand and never been stopped and asked for my license, well, one time in 3 years of riding here, it happened several times on this trip of 3 weeks. So they are more onto it in Vietnam than they are in Thailand, I can assure you of that. Interestingly, an Australian driving license or a Thai driving license was not preferable to an international driving permit, and even an Australian international driving permit didn't seem to cut it with them, so just something to watch out for. So we stop at these wonderful rice terraces now for another viewpoint, and the kind of heat haze has made it slightly difficult to see, but they're absolutely stunning. At the hotel we seem to catch up with a wedding, and just some shots that were taken from the others who were riding in the backup car. Shots that we can't normally stop and get of the hill tribes. Here's an enthusiastic band going out the next day, and we're heading towards we're going to do the Ha Giang loop here and then head towards the next destination. So that's in the next video. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much again, and bye for now.